shall pierce through thy own soul also.
Night fell heavy on the hill that day, and a mother stood where his blood would lay. No crown of joy, no cradle song, just the sound of the innocent suffering long.
Holy Cross Studio.
She held him first when the night was still, wrapped in swaddling cloth in the Father's will. Promised by the angel, set apart and whole. But Simeon said a sword would pierce her soul. Now all those years came back at the foot of the tree. Every word of that warning cut painfully deep. She remembered the child in her arms so small. Now she sees him crushed for the sin of us all. Crown on his head, but it wasn't of gold. Blood on his face, and the wind turned cold. Hands that healed blind eyes, stretched open wide. And his own creation nailed him there to die. She could not stop it, she could only stand. Grief in her chest, prayer in her hand. No cry for revenge, no curse from her lips, just tears and faith while the whole world split. Mother of sorrow, standing in the rain, looking at the cross, looking at the pain. Holy heart breaking, but she still believed. Watching her son bleed, watching him breathe. Sword through her soul like the prophet said. Love held her up while the daylight bled. She stayed by the cross, she didn't run, Mary in the sorrow beside her son. The crowd mocked loud, but her silence was strong. She held to the promise when the night fell long. She heard him speak through the weight of the nails. Mercy from his mouth while his body turned pale. Father, forgive him. Heaven heard the cry. The innocent lamb was preparing to die. And she stood near John while the darkness rolled in, feeling the cost of the burden of sin. Then he looked down with love in his eyes. Even through blood, even near death's line, woman, behold your son. In the middle of grief, still giving, still loving, still bringing relief. Then to the disciple, behold your mother. While the world killed Christ, he gave them each other. That pain was holy, but it still cut deep. The kind of sorrow that won't let you sleep. She watched the Messiah pour his life right out, and never once turned away in doubt. Mother of sorrow, standing in the rain, looking at the cross, looking at the pain. Holy heart breaking, but she still believes. Watching her son bleed, watching him breathe. Sword through his soul like the prophet said. Love held her up while the daylight bled. She stayed by the cross, she didn't run, Mary in the sorrow beside her son. This was the child she raised with trembling grace. Now thorns and blood ran down his sacred face. This was the son who walked in holy light, now hang between the earth and heaven at night. She knew he was spotless, righteous, divine, yet still had to watch them take his life. No mother should witness that kind of pain. See innocent blood fall down like rain. Not because she was numb, not because she was stoned, but because she trusted God when she stood alone. And when Jesus cried, it is finished, hell was shaking, death diminished. Still for her it was sorrow, still for her tears, the deepest wound of all her years. Yet beneath that cross where the shadows fell, she stood in faith where love had bled. Not crushed forever, not torn beyond repair, but carrying sorrow wrapped in prayer. The world saw a mother losing her son, but heaven saw redemption being done.
Oh Mary, tears on the ground below, while the blood of the covenant started to flow. Pain in your chest, but faith in your eyes, trust in the Father through the darkest skies. You saw the wound, you heard the cries, you watched the lamb become sacrifice. Still you remain where the holy cost was paid. Mother of Jesus, faithful in the pain.
Mother of sorrow, standing in the rain, looking at the cross, looking at the pain. Holy heart breaking, but she still believed. Watching her son bleed, watching him breathe. Sword through her soul like the prophet said. beside her son.
At the foot of the cross,
She stood,
not far away,
not ashamed,
not hiding. Mary, mother of sorrow,
faithful to the end.